Hi guys. Good morning. 1 second. We're changing something. Duh. This is the right screen. This is the right screen, but it's not the right size. Why? Why is it doing that? But hello guys, welcome in. Good morning. I know what. Here we go. Oh. 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 The screen's moving. Something's happening. There we go. Okay. And then we move you guys over here. Aha. Aha, everything is in the right places. Like playing Tetris with the items on the board, with the overlays. Now I see you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome in. There, the music's back as well. A little scuffed in the beginning, but we get it right afterwards. It is snowing a lot outside where I am, so anybody in the same parts of the world as I am, be careful if you're going out today, because it is insane. It is like, I think we're getting like 50 centimeters of snow or something along the lines of that. We used to get like big amounts of snow, like way back then, maybe like 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. But we haven't experienced something like this in a very long time, so it is a spectacle. Ew, snow! Exactly. Ew, snow, because then you gotta go out and you gotta shovel it and you have to walk in it. Like, looking at it from the inside is fine, but experiencing it in the outside, you know, it's cold and you have work to do, it's tough. It's really tough. So, Grasson getting first, Danish. Yippee! Grasson getting first. You sound eepy. Did you get enough sleep? I did. I did, but the reason I sound sleepy may be because I'm trying to keep my voice down, because it's Sunday and nobody's awake. Everybody's still in bed, and I am basically streaming in the public living space in the house where most people can hear me. So you guys are gonna be hearing me at a lower volume until maybe around, I don't know, 10:30, 11, 2 hours in. Nobody wants to leave the house. Nobody wants to wake up. They're all like, yeah, I'm still in bed. Everyone's doors are still closed. I worried you strained your voice. No. It's me whispering. It's me half whispering. I am outside though, as you guys can tell. Oh wow, I'm getting hit by all the snow. Ah! Dodging all the snowflakes. My whole family's sleeping right now, so I have to be quiet too, right? Alright, it will be fine next year. No, sorry, not next year. Maybe sometime end of this year when I move out, but for now, I have to be really quiet. I have to be really quiet. I gotta lower my voice just a little bit. Sleep is for the deceased. No, Slater. No, points at you. No. Get your sleep in. We all need a good night's rest. Doesn't necessarily have to be 8 hours. As long as your body feels rested, you're good. Get her with snowballs. No! No, I don't like being pelted with snow. No, that's for the children out there. And I am a big dragon. I am an big old dragon who is ready to retire. I am ready to close my eyes as well. Okay, no, I just woke up. I can't say that. I'm not allowed to say that. Good morning, clock. Hello, welcome in. It's so hot where I live, so I've never seen snow in my life. That's fine. That's good, actually. Sometimes you get to a point where you're like, I'm tired of snow. It's nice looking at. It's nice to have the option of having snow, of seeing snow, but actually experiencing it and having to deal with it is a completely separate matter. So what I've been saying is that I want to be able to see it. Like, I just want holographic snow, you know what I mean? Like, or hologram snow where I go outside and I see it, but I don't feel it, I don't touch it, I don't experience the cold. Negative 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's probably really bad where clock is as well. We have the same sort of climate. Tired of heat. It's summer. It's summer for you. I kind of miss it. You know, I felt like 2025 summer was really short for me. Maybe because I was really busy with things. For the past year and a half, I guess because I started streaming in 2004 of summer, it didn't really feel like I was too invested at that point. But 2025 summer was when I kind of got like deeper into the pits of streaming, and I was like, how do I get better at streaming? How do I get better at making content? And so I got so busy that I didn't actually get to experience summer at all. Like, I normally during summer I would go out for walks. I would go out for walks a lot. In fact, I would go out like almost an hour each day just to like walk around by myself, or sometimes in nature. Sometimes I would go into the woods and just experience, you know, the trees the trees and the birds, and you know, just enjoy life. But like, man, last year felt like I didn't do anything. I was at home, inside the house, shrimping, woodland fairy. I want to become one. I was just, yeah, I wasn't getting enough exercise in either. And when winter came, I remember talking to Nico here, who was in chat. And Nico was like, I was just talking to Nico, and he was like, I'm going out in the cold weather to run, right? You should too. And I'm like, you know what? You're right, right? Keep me motivated. And so I did it for like 2 days, and then I forgot to do it again. Because it wasn't part of my schedule. Okay, here's the thing. If you don't put something on your schedule, you're always going to forget about it, because you're not building habits. So that's something I have to do, but I can't do it now. I'm so sad I can't do it now because there's freaking snow outside. So, what a shame, right? Like, technically I can go outside and walk, but I'm just gonna sink into the snow blankets. Please take care of yourself this year. I would try. Thank you for worrying. The factory must grow. Are all of you guys playing Endfield? I need to take a small break from Endfield because, like I said yesterday, I'm getting a little bit too addicted and have work to finish. Like, I have deadlines to meet and I have projects to complete and I have work to do. So, gonna keep in mind for myself today to like not really touch the game until I finish all my work. So I'm gonna block in some time to do work. The factory will have to wait for me. It may grow for you, but it will have to wait for me. You know what's so addicting about games like this is that it's not just a progress bar, right? But there's all of these things that you have to unlock. And so the more you play the game, the more things that you're like, wait, hold on. Now there's a new ingredient that I can integrate into my factory. Or now there's a new mineral. Now there's a new ore. Now there's a new recipe. And it just keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going and it never stops. And you're like, oh, well, now I gotta add more. Now I gotta add more to this. Now I gotta redo my entire factory because now I have to make room for this new recipe. It's so, how do I call it? Like, addicting? It's so addicting. The factory beckons. It does. I'm just thinking about a message I got yesterday. They're like, hey, Ark, can I get something files? And I was like, oh god, yeah, that's a thing. That's something that I gotta do. People are waiting for me. I can't keep people waiting. I can't prioritize gaming over work. That is not responsible. So today is going to be a gaming break day for me until I get every single piece of work done. I thought I became a ghost or something. I can see it. Yeah. What are you talking about? Hi, Potato. Good morning, Mr. Brian. Carolinas. Welcome to the icy apocalypse. Are you from the Carolinas? Because people I know who live in the Carolinas have moved out. They've all evacuated into Airbnbs and into other states. It is freezing down there. I had to temper myself to quit all gachas. Still glad I never touched the horse game. The horse game was one of the most addicting because you never really catch a break. It's a roguelike. I think roguelikes are one of the best game genres that exist out there. But because they're the best, they pull you in so much. Because you keep thinking in your head, how do I improve? How do I get better the next run? And so you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And I think, like, I don't hate it. I actually think it's so much fun in comparison to, I was gonna call it like other gacha slop, but it is kind of like other gacha slop, where there's some games out there that feels like you're just doing chores, right? You're like, I'm just doing this because I have to. I'm doing this because I don't want to miss out on the rewards. But for roguelikes, you're like, how do I get better? How do I get better than my previous run? And the horse game is one of those games because you just, every single run, or almost every single run, is an improvement from the last. And it's also, there's a little bit of gambling in each run as well. Funny, all my friends told me it's just a 20-minute in and out daily, but they always ran for hours on end. Yeah, it's a lie. Have a good lurk, Shiro. Hello, welcome in. It's a big lie because everyone's like, yeah, you can just finish the dailies in 5 minutes. You can just finish dailies in 5 minutes. Yes, you can finish dailies in 5 minutes, but what about all the other content in the game? I ain't just logging in for 5 minutes of dailies. I'm logging in to do the new events. I'm logging in to experience the new characters. I'm logging in to experience the new areas, the new worlds, right? And I'm doing, not just dailies, but then you have to think about the weeklies too. Sometimes the weeklies take even longer. And then you got monthlies to do as well. And then sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't do the monthlies or I didn't do the weeklies for many, many, many days. And now I'm leaving it all to the very end. And they take freaking forever. So you're there, you're sitting in your chair, you're spending like an hour doing your weeklies. You're spending like 2 hours doing the new content. And then you're doing, add on top of that the 5 minutes dailies. The dailies are whatever, okay? The dailies are whatever, which is why I don't bother with it, because I'm like, it feels like a chore. And then by the time you're done, it's like, oh, it's 7 p.m. Oh, shoot, it's time to make dinner. It's time to eat because I didn't eat all day because I was too addicted to this game. So, yeah, don't do it. Don't get into gacha. Never do it. I was very confused. Why are you confused, Potato? Sorry, I just keep yapping. I just keep talking, so I don't really see all the messages. I mean, I see them. They're in my face. But sometimes I get too invested in what I am talking about. Read top. You want me to scroll? I can't scroll up anymore. The last message was... There's too many messages. I explained why. No. I refuse. I've been alive texting through few streams and been unseen by everyone, so I was very confused if I became a ghost. Through my streams? Or through other people's streams? Which ones? Hi, Sky. What's your main? I've actually built several teams, so I don't really have a main. I've been enjoying using, what's his name, Pognick a lot. Mr. Pogman. I've been enjoying him a lot, but I don't really want to have a main because I like everyone's different playstyles and combos. Yesterday I played like throughout stream, and after stream I was only using during stream I was using like a multi-element team. I didn't really bother looking at what the combos do, but after stream I did take a look and I was like, all right, it's time to build a physical team. And then afterwards I was like, let me build a cryo team, and then afterwards I was like, let me build a Z7 team because Z7 is pretty cool. So like a whole team of 4 stars. And I'm just experimenting with the different playstyles. I've been actually replacing some of the 5 stars with 4 stars because I find that they're more viable than just, you know, dealing big damage. It's nicer, it feels more rewarding and challenging to have, like having a shielder or healer, and then having a caster, and then having a melee DPS. Like having all different parts of, if you think about like an RPG, right? There's different parts of the party. There's different members with different roles. I prefer that than having everyone being damage dealers, because then you get to a point where you're like, oh, I actually need a shield. Oh, I actually need to parry. Oh, I actually need healing. So it's nice. And then, or I need like, melee combos are great, or sorry, damage combos are great, but sometimes you only need 2 or 3. Maybe also clock. I'm nicer there. I tune in to watch it. Who else would I watch? I just yap a lot, Potato. I just go on tangents, and then I end up talking for a really long time, and I'm like, I see the messages later, but a lot of times your messages just get overtaken by other ones, right? So that's what happens. For me, I just stop, no longer do dailies. Me too. Every time I see dailies, I'm like, well, I'm ignoring that. I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm using my coffee cup as a hand warmer. That's a challenge? No, don't take that as a challenge, because here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna end up spamming the entire chat with your messages. Stop it, Potato. Stop. Stop. I see them. Hello, Ara. Welcome in. I don't hate you guys. I don't hate you guys. I just get so invested sometimes in what I am doing. It's like, I've only got I only got 2 eyes. I only got 1 pair of eyes, right? And I'm not a chameleon, and my eyeballs don't move around in separate directions, and I can only think about one thing at a time. Did you guys know that multitasking is not real? Sorry, not multitasking, but like doing, I mean, it is real, but like doing 2 things at once, your brain doesn't actually handle it very well. So when people say that they multitask, it's more like they are doing one task and then another task, and they're always switching back and forth between the 2. Breathe, woman. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, when you're multitasking, you're only focusing on one task at a time, usually. But people who say that they're good at multitasking, they're actually switching between 2 different tasks. They're switching between the 2 really quickly, right? Instead of focusing on just one. That actually makes it so that it's hard for us to focus on anything at all, because we're so practiced with switching tasks all the time. And so we're in a constant state of, you know, having no patience with looking at one thing at a time. But it does increase multitasking abilities, but then you're never gonna be able to put all of your attention and focus and your abilities onto that one single task. So that's something I've been trying to do, is to do only one thing at a time. So I told myself, no more watching things while I'm eating, right? Like no more watching videos while I'm eating lunch, no more watching videos while I'm watching or eating dinner. When I am working, I'm only going to be working. I'm not going to be doing something else while working, because there are times when I go, all right, let me talk to someone while I'm working, because then my attention gets split into half, and then I find that while I'm working, I can't put my entire ability into that work, into that piece. So sometimes I'm drawing, and then I'm like talking, and then go back to looking at the work that I was doing, and I was like, wow, this is shit. Wow, this is utter shit. So like, a few days ago, what I did instead was that I kind of just tuned everything out. Like I stopped multitasking. I only focused on that one single task, and I was able to complete it so much faster. And I was able to find and figure out all the mistakes way faster, and I was able to spot the mistakes because you know when you're doing art, sometimes you're like, something looks wrong, but I can't tell what's wrong, and then you keep working on it, and the thing just gets worse and worse and worse, and you're like, I'm just ruining it now. I'm just ruining the piece. So when I was putting my 100% focus on it, I was like, wow, I was able to fix everything really quickly. Why can't you eat while watching? Because I think it's bad for the brain. Because we're so used to doing that. We're so used to doing two things at once that like my focus is going to go everywhere. So it's just like, it's brain training for me. My cousin who plays 3 instruments while singing, he's a band himself. That's insane. That's crazy. Wait, how do you... That's really impressive. That's actually really impressive. That's amazing. I'm actually... You know, there's like... Because at some point it becomes muscle memory, I'm going to assume. I have muscle memory when playing For Elise by Beethoven. On the piano. I played it so many times that I have muscle memory. So if you were to tell me to do something else while playing For Elise, I could do it. I could probably do it. I can't do that. I play flute, so I can't sing or play anything else while playing. What if you play the piano? No, the flute. You can play the flute with one hand, right? If you think about it. You can play the flute with one hand. But you can only press on so many keys at once. You can't do... There's a lot of keys that you can't hold down, but still, you sort of can. You think about it a little bit. And then you have your other hand. This is why we should evolve ourselves to have multiple limbs. This is why we should become octopi. We should have 8 limbs so that we can do multiple things at once. Because we only have 2, we can only do so much. I have ADHD, I have to be overstimulated. YouTube, Spotify, Twitch are going on in the background while I read. That used to be me. I mean, it's still kind of me. It's still kind of me, which is why I'm always in streams, which is why I'm also always watching streams as well. Or I'm always on YouTube, I'm always watching something. But yeah, all of my work has not... I spend way longer on doing work than what I've blocked in the time for. So that's why I have to stop. Meaningless noise you cannot comprehend, probably. Someone actually did a bit of research on that, where they're saying that people who watch things while they are working aren't actually watching the thing that they think they are watching, because they don't remember what they just watched. So like it's all going in one ear and out the other. It's never actually staying inside. Goodbye, potato. I shall reclaim my throne another day. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day. Work has me juggling a whole bunch of stuff while the noises help. They make my brain scream. Listening to music or streams like this one helps me keep me grounded. I need to do that with metal music sometimes. And it only works with metal. I've tried all other genres of music, right? I tried classical music. I tried... Lo-fi music is the worst for me. I cannot concentrate on anything if I were to listen to lo-fi or any of the comfy music. I need it to be metal. Like, I need it to be rock. I need it to be metal. And if there's no lyrics, I can't do it. It has to have lyrics in there. It has to be something that I can scream my lungs at, or use my vocal cords. So I have to be singing the song while working. Like, that's the only way. But at the same time, I'm like, why does my brain do that? I don't understand. Listening to 3 things at once is a different beast. It is. I can't imagine being able to comprehend everything that you're listening to at once. You're probably picking out bits and pieces, but you're not like listening to the entire thing. None of it actually sinks in, but controlled pleasant noises in the ear really helps. Maybe that's why I really like listening to metal. Maybe that's what it is. Electro swing works for me. The randomness, high energy keeps me moving work around the house. I actually, you know, when I'm vacuuming the house, when I'm vacuuming things, or when I'm folding laundry, when I am standing, right, I actually need that high energy as well. I also need that. So every time I see like videos where they're like, oh, this is lo-fi music for work, and I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean lo-fi music for work? It's not gonna help me at all. Listen to near music because most of the songs have gibberish language, but it sounds good. I can't do near music. I can't do near music. I can't do anything soft. I can't do like game boss music either. It doesn't work for me. I need something more elevating. I need something that's like metal music. I need metal. It has to be metal. Listen to music while working usually doesn't work for me, but I do it just to zone out. Maybe it's like, do you think it's a childhood thing? Because now I'm thinking about it. Back in the day, right, my mother used to scream at me a lot, but I just tune her out. And I'm able to concentrate on work while she's screaming at me. So I'm like, was she conditioning me? Was she conditioning me to like enjoy metal? To have metal in the background? What about the boss chat music? There's a song, Birth of Wish. I don't know, maybe? I'm not sure, I haven't tried it. You know which song makes me the most concentrated and focused? It's Artificial Suicide by Bad Omens. It's Artificial Suicide. It used to be Popular Monster by Falling in Reverse, but it's Artificial Suicide. She's trying to make you a Screamo singer. I don't think it really worked because I still suck at Screamo. But I just enjoy listening to it. Why not true, but let's imagine. Electric Callboy. What is that? What is Hi gamer! Welcome in. How are you doing? I feel like I haven't seen Gamer around for a while. Gamer's been really busy. Let me go over. Let me grab this. There we go. Put this up, put this away. We're gonna change the song in this background too. Go to properties here. I have another song. I'm playing an album called Unhumanize, but I feel like it doesn't match the background. It is snowing. It's supposed to be peaceful. Do this. Add another directory. Add another directory. Oh, this one's called Eden. There we go. This should work now. Oh, okay. Why are you guys onionizing? Who is onionizing here? I've been spending time with my girlfriend a lot. I can tell. I know, I can tell. You don't even have to tell me. I just decided not to say it, but you said it anyway. My mic is static. Oh. 1 second. Let me mute myself. Are you guys doing okay now? Is it still static? we back? Ark, help! How do we help? Are you on fire? Do I pull you out? Do I run in and pull you out? Grab you by the hands, grab you by the arms, grab you by your head, your hair, pulls you out. It's all good now? Heck yeah. Okay, I have a question for you guys. If someone is like, Hawk's not here, right? Okay, if someone's like trapped under a rubble, right? And it's only their head that's peeking out. No, they're not trapped under rubble. They are stuck in a pit, okay? If someone is stuck in a pit, like a human-sized pit, and their arms are trapped, they can't pull their arms upwards, right? And only their head is sticking out. How do you pull them out? Like, what do you grab onto? Like, what is the strategy? You don't like grab them by their neck and pull, right? Like a freaking carrot. Like, how would you do it? I think by the armpits, no, but like only their head is sticking out. You know, one of those comical scenes where like the entire body's like been vored by the ground and it's only their head sticking out and you have to help this person? Yeah, you can't. No, you can't do that. You can't do that, Vess. By the roof of their mouth? I need to know. Pulls him up like a carrot. Because I feel like, it would be really easy, by the way. It's like it's very wet mud around them. So you can't really dig. You can't really dig around them because the earth around them is like jelly. It's like glue, okay? And it keeps like flowing back into the hole that you just digged. So it's like quicksand. So imagine quicksand. Yeah, it's quicksand, but there's an actual platform from the ground. No, because you're gonna end up hurting the person. But you do have to tie something around them and pull. I don't know. I still haven't really thought about it. You are on a helicopter. You are on a hoverboard. You're floating. You're floating above them. So you absolutely can go near them. You just can't step around them because then you would also drop down and be stuck in the quicksand. But you won't really sink all the way down. Your head will peek up. I pull my arm in, I find their arm, attach a rope around the arm, and you pull out. I guess it would work, you're right. Find the arm, attach a rope around the arm. But what if the pressure's so big that they can't? No, but then it would suck their body in as well. No, I think that would work. I think that could be the strategy. So both of their arms, and then you just pull both of their arms up instead. There has to be some limits to how much the sand is sinking them in, right? My girlfriend woke up, so I shall go. Goodbye, gamer. Have fun. Mouth would be okay, I think. By the mouth, I don't know about that one. By the roof of their mouth? Like, what are you gonna do? Hook them up like a fish? Like, imagine you just have a fishing pole and you're like, here's a hook. Let me just... They're not a fish. It's not the same thing. And you would totally destroy the roof of their mouth. Like, hook it. Hook it to the roof of their mouth and start pulling. Yeah, I feel like Tuxedo Sam's idea would probably be the best one. With the arm thing. Yeah, that one's gonna dislocate their jaw. Like, here's the thing. Having a dislocated shoulder is better than having a dislocated jaw. Because with a dislocated... Even like with Tuxedo Sam's idea, where you like shove a I don't know, your arm in there, grab their other arm and then pull, or you shove a rope down there, some sort of like robotic arm, grab onto the wrist and pull up, it may dislocate their elbow and it may dislocate their shoulder, but at least they can still talk and they can still eat, and it's not carve their head. Because I do think the most dangerous parts of, like, you know, having injuries on any part of your body is better than having injury on your skull or anywhere near your skull or your face. Is that bun good? It is. Yum yum yum. Bun. Probably even asked, but is that, oh. Yeah, it's part of my redeems now. I got rid of comfy mode for a bit so we can play around with different redeems, and then maybe we'll bring back comfy mode. We'll have different ones weekly. A dislocated arm can heal. A dislocated jaw can also heal, right? It can, right? I think. I knew one girl who had one of the worst injuries. She was biking. We were all biking. And you don't really think about this, but when you're braking with a bike, you have to brake with both brakes. You have to brake with the back one, because there's one brake for the front wheel and there's one brake for the back wheel. So the safest way that you can brake is to brake the back wheel first and then brake the front wheel. Because if you were to brake the front wheel first, then the back wheel still has a momentum and it's gonna flip your bike over. That's happened to me before as well. So this girl that I knew, she did that and then she fell and somehow she like did a flip and then she like landed on her jaw. And when she landed on her jaw, all of her teeth broke. Like it all, because it was such a big impact that in her entire jaw kind of just like dislocated and it all broke off. So they had to send her to a different country to like fix all of her teeth and her fractured jaw and everything. It was really bad. But like we didn't see this girl for a whole like month and a half or 2 months, because there were so many procedures that had to be done to her jaw. You ride a motorbike? No, it was like a regular bike. It was one of those the manual cycling bikes. You shouldn't teach kids how to do a bike flip. No, it was one of those bike flips where it's not a motorbike flip, like a regular bike flip. When I flipped over on a bike, I was going down a ramp. It was really dangerous for me because I was going down a ramp. At the bottom of the road was a traffic light, and so it was red at the time. It was a red light, and I had to brake before I reached the bottom, because otherwise I would have like ran right into the traffic. So I was going at insane speeds, I think. And so when you're going down like a steep ramp, you do have to go down slowly, because you don't want to like increase the momentum, right? You're just going to keep going faster and faster, and then if you go faster and faster, it's going to be harder and harder to brake. So no one really told me about this because I was like super small and stupid at the time. And so I used the brake on the front wheel, and so that's how I did a flip. I flipped over. I flew off the bike, I flipped over the bike, and then the bike landed like right on top of me, and it was I was dying. I was dying because I was very prone to injury at the time. I think I was like super unfit, right? I was very prone to injury, and then so I ended up having like scars everywhere on my back because of the bike that landed on me. It wasn't everywhere, I had like one, but still. How to say you're from the 2000s without saying you're from the what do you mean? People still bike. People still bike even now. People still bike in 2026, right? Yeah. Not like that. No, I still seen like people who bike around, flying off bikes and shit. I know you're from the 2000s because you flew off a bike before. I don't really like bikes, by the way. I know they're better for you than running, than doing a lot of other cardio. But I know biking is one of the best ones, but still, I have trauma from bikes. Hello, Hinagiku. Welcome in. Ahoy. Crashed so many times. I fell into a ditch once. I fell into a ditch, and then I tore my forearm muscle. It felt worse. You know, tearing a muscle feels worse than fracturing a bone. Maybe because there's more nerves attached to it, but I thought I broke a bone. I was in so much pain, right? I was almost paralyzed. I was like, I feel like I broke something. Went to the hospital and they're like, you're fine. Did a scan, they're like, all your bones are fine. And I'm like, but it hurts so much. And they're like, yeah, you probably just tore a muscle or something. But I just want to say that, like, breaking a bone doesn't feel as bad. Like, of course I can't use that limb for a while, right? But at the same time, it doesn't hurt as much. Scars for life on my legs from bikes and football, handball, adventure in the woods. I get scars. Why do we get scars? Why don't our skin heal properly? Have you broke any bones? Yeah, I broke my collarbone before. I broke my collarbone and then they needed it to heal in the right place. So I had to wear a brace for around a month. And it was on my right shoulder, or it was my right collarbone. So it was difficult for me to use my hand because I couldn't. It was almost as if I broke my arm because I couldn't move it to the front because of the brace. Like, they always had to keep it so that my shoulders are pulled backwards. And I was still in school at the time, so like I couldn't really write any exams or I couldn't write any essays. But then that kind of gave me an excuse to like not write, to not do work. How do you break collarbones? It sounds painful. Ark, little Ark. For some reason, a lot of guys used to like to bully me a lot. So there was one dude who, like, I don't know why, he hated my guts for some reason. And we were doing some like sports activity in school. It was one of those where you had to grab the ball as fast as possible and see who grabs it first. And we were outside, so I was like, I guess my bones were kind of not dense, they were kind of frail. And so the guy like pushed me to the side to grab the ball, and when he pushed me, I fell onto my shoulder. And when I did, I guess the impact was such a huge impact that it fractured my collarbone, and it kind of just went, and you know, when you think about a collarbone, it's straight, so it turned into a 90-degree angle. That's what happened. And that's how you break a collarbone. You fall on your shoulder, and when your bones aren't dense enough, they just break. You like see if he bullies you? I have no idea. Yeah, big ouchies. I remember being like super scared at the time because my entire body went into shock. Maybe because when your bone breaks, it's it's like a pretty detrimental part of your body, right? So my body went into shock. I couldn't feel anything, but I knew that something was wrong, but I couldn't move. I was pretty much paralyzed. They sent me to like the nurse's office, and I was sitting there, like my body was shaking, like I was in cold sweat, and they started talking to me, but I couldn't really respond, right? And they're like, yeah, Ark's fine. We'll just let her, like, because I was so prone to injury. Like, I was spraining my ankles all the time. I was hurting myself all the time for some reason. So they're like, oh yeah, it's just another one of those incidents where Ark's hurting herself. And so they just left me alone for an hour. When I didn't move at all, that's when they're like, maybe we should call the hospital. Maybe we should call the hospital. Because I started shaking, like my entire body was just shaking. And then they found, after doing x-rays and stuff, they're like, yeah, your bone's broken. And I was like, oh, here's a brace. And I didn't, the brace was so, I preferred not to wear the brace because if you guys have smelled the smell of, you know, plastic that's just been out of the factory, it smells terrible. It smells so bad. So we had the brace sitting out in a room for a long time, and like the fumes of the brace were just like getting everywhere, like the really nasty plastic smell. But I had to wear that everywhere. So I was kind of glad that I got it out of the way. It's still not, like, one of my collarbones is still not completely straight, like the broken one. It's not completely straight, but it works. It works. It was a cool way. They were trying to tell me exactly how the bone heals itself. So essentially, when you have a bone that's been broken at a 90-degree angle, it starts healing itself in a way where it creates two bones. So I need to draw a diagram for you guys to see. Okay, that's gonna take a little too much work. But okay, so imagine like a 90-degree angle, and between those two lines, that's when more bone starts forming. So it tries to connect itself back into a straight line, and then that little angle that sticks out, that becomes a new bone entirely. That becomes an entirely new bone that separates itself from its collarbone. And then eventually it like dissipates. Your body just eats it so that it disappears. And then you end up with the collarbone again, like the regular bone. But like, it's not perfect. I remember asking the doctors, I was like, do I need surgery for this? And they're like, do you want surgery? And I started crying because I hate anything to do with surgery. Yeah, yummy bone. I get the frail bones. I broke my foot from tripping over nothing. We need to increase bone density somehow. We have to start training ourselves and having stronger bones and thicker bones and denser bones, because imagine when we get older, like your bone density does get lower and lower and lower as you age, and so the risk of you breaking a bone is extremely high. And from I heard from a lot of doctors is that the moment you break your pelvic bone, it's pretty much over for you. Because your pelvic bone is in charge of your walking. Like with legs, right? If you break one of your, what is it called, your femurs, or one of the bones on your legs, you can still sort of walk, right? You can still have crutches. You can still move a little bit. But when it's your pelvic bone, it's like kind of tied to your spine. It's tied to your legs. It's tied to a lot of movement. You don't think about it too hard, but it's tied to a lot of movements on your body. And so it's pretty much over. And it takes forever to heal. Bone broth and stuff that helps with bone marrow, breaking bones so they get back. Break them young. No. No, don't break children's bones, guys. To increase bone density, all you have to do is put a little bit of pressure on it. So if you're weightlifting, you are actually increasing your bone density. If you're doing deadlifts, you're increasing bone density. By eating good foods, you're also increasing bone density. Whose bones if we're not breaking bones, guys. Hi, Sentience, welcome in. No, we're not breaking bones, but we are talking about the importance of bone density and bone health, because as we age, we are at a higher risk of bones breaking. Someone said that The part where you age the fastest in your life is when you're not able to use your legs anymore. Because you get to a point where you're like, I can't walk, so I will do nothing. Right? I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. And that's when your brain starts eating itself. That's when your brain just like you don't think, you don't walk, you don't use your muscles, and when you don't use something, you lose it. The Muay Thai practitioner, which ones throw kids in the room of spirit and time from Dragon Ball? Are we all going through training arcs? Hi Zam, hello, welcome in. Are we? Yeah, we're all gonna go through training arcs now. All of us. And then we're all gonna have like super strong bone density. And then it's gonna get to a point where we can just be in, in anime, right? When you see those like super epic fight scenes, when you're like watching Mob, you're watching Mob Psycho, and you're like, this guy literally threw Mob, like he threw Mob through multiple buildings. Like he went through multiple skyscrapers. This guy was moving at match 25 speed and hit a wall and then broke like several of them with his body. But like his bones are still fine, and I'm like, we have to get to that point, guys. We have to get to a point of being able to be thrown through the air, through multiple walls, and still be okay. You know who needs bone density? Fucking Deku. He probably has pretty strong bone density in comparison to like a lot of other people out there. It's a room with 10 times Earth gravity. Is that what it is? The room of spirit and time? Is that how we train our bone density? I'm going through my karate training arc right now, and it went to national last year. Ooh, wow, that's amazing. I thought about doing martial arts, but I'm like inflexible. I'm very inflexible. I can't move any parts of my body. I have no muscles. And I'm like, I'm just gonna end up at the bottom of the class. So now I'm now at a very old age, I'm trying to like improve my body structure. But it's harder. It's easier to do it when you're like younger. Now I'm just a hag, guys. Bones will be claimed in Ark's present. I will eat them. I will eat it to replenish my own bones. Give me your bones. I'm gonna have a pot. I'm gonna go around in a circle, right, guys? Give me your bones. The bone that you would most likely want to get rid of. I will take that. I will put it in a pot. Time to get to bed. Yeah, it's time to go back to sleep. It's not like I just woke up 2 hours ago or anything. He's almost 50, so it's never too late. Yeah, I need to do that. Have you guys seen those like old grandmas or old grandpas? The older people who just started weightlifting, and they're like, yeah, my posture's getting so much better. I could finally walk again. I used to not be able to walk. That actually happened to my grandpa. My grandpa was like really old, and then my grandpa had a stroke, and everyone was like, you have to walk. So we sent him all the way to the other side of the world, under the guise of vacation. So we were with him at the time, and so we're on the other side of the world. We're in Asia, and we made him walk everywhere because we're on vacation, so you have to walk. Even though you are using a walker, we're gonna walk with you, right? And so we made my grandpa walk a lot, and it got to a point where he was able to walk without his walker because he was exercising and using his muscles. Skakaba, hello, welcome in. And this guy, okay, I'm just gonna say, in human ears, this guy was like 80 plus years old. And he was recovering from a stroke, and he was fine after that. Reminds me of the guy who's walking back to his house after vacation for the last 27 years. Walking is so good for you. Walking is so good for you. You know the neighbor that I talked to you guys about? The 92-year-old neighbor that I have, who I actually thought he was 60. Right? The 92-year-old neighbor. Do you know how much he walks every day? He was talking to me. He was like, I walk, what is it? Like 10k steps every day. And he's like, my daughter made me walk 10k steps, and then he just got into a habit of it, and then he ended up doing that every single day. And now he like his sanity's still there, his brain is still there, he's still really healthy, he's still got his hearing, he plays mahjong with his friends all the time, he still drives. He probably shouldn't, but like he still drives. But like if you look at him, you're like, yeah, this guy's not 92. There's no way this guy's 92. He looks like he's 60. Walking on concrete though, not that great for joints. It's a good thing that everything around us here is grass. I live in a very grassy area where there's a lot of trees and mud and woods. Walking on concrete. Running on concrete is probably really bad for you. Is the mic dying again? Yeah, you're right. I do live in the snow. Is it dying? Do I have to fix it? Do I keep talking? It's dying. Okay. Is this better? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Is your room inside a power plant or something? No. But I do live in Canada. It is much, yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's been happening a lot lately. Actually, you know, in the beginning when I first started streaming, it was like this, where it kept turning my voice into a robot. And then afterwards, it kind of fixed itself for a few months, and then now it's like back doing the same thing again. I think it has something to do with my, what is this called? My audio box. That's not the right term for it. What's the box where you connect your mic and your computer, and there's dials on it? The audio interface. There we go. The audio interface, I think it has something to do with that, because this one's no longer supported. It's an old one that I got for pretty cheap, but it does the work that I need it to do. Yeah, the drivers are no longer updated, but it should be fine. I was going on, you know, it's like one of those situations where you go on Reddit and you're like, yeah, how do I fix the issue? And everyone's like, you just roll back the update. So I'm not sure if I should be using the most latest one or an old one, but like all of the comments I've seen were from years ago. So they're not compatible with Windows 11. The audio interface, if it's just the one. The compressor, the mixer, it could be a lot of things. It could be, yeah, you're right, it could be the OBS. It could be the interface. It could be, I don't think it's my mic. I don't think it's my mic just because I've switched mics over the past year. I went through like 3 different mics and they all do the same thing. So it has to be OBS or my audio interface. Did you know that my sister used to stream? I might just steal her audio interface. My sister used to stream like a few times a week. So once I meet up with her, I think I might just take all of her streaming equipment. I think she has better ones than me. I kind of went into this going, let me just purchase with whatever I have. Like, I have a small budget. Let me just get what I need. As long as it works, it's fine. But my sister kind of goes all out with her things. Like, I was looking at her keyboard and she bought like a $300 keycap set. And I'm like, girl, that's $300. Or is it like $600? It was something insane like that. Yeah, give me your stuff. Like, we used to share a lot of things because we're both 5,000 years old. We're both like the same age. Maybe we're like a year apart, whatever, but pretty much the same age. And so we used to share everything. And it's so much easier. Think about like your parents doing that, right? It's like if you have 2 kids and they're both the same age, it's easier to just be like, let me just buy one thing and both of you guys share, because you both fit into the same clothes anyway. Until it got to a point where she started growing a lot faster than me. I was stunted, guys. I was stunted. At a certain age, I just stopped growing, and I don't know why. But my sister still kept growing. And so she's like, my younger sister, by the way, so she's like 10 times bigger than me in every single aspect. And I'm like, that's not fair. Why does she get the better genes? But yeah, I got to a point where we couldn't fit into each other's clothing anymore. She will see it's better in your hands, probably. I did ask her about it. She's like, yeah, I can take it. So, but it's just that I haven't seen her in a very long time. Yeah, it's been a super long time. The second grandma. No, I wouldn't call her a grandma. She's very, what's the word for it? Spry? Like, my sister's in sports leagues and stuff. Like, she gets gold medals. She joins championships. She's in tourneys. She plays like 5 different sports. I'm the grandma. I'm the one who sits at home and does nothing. Genes are also gadget? Yeah, they're gadget. Sucks. Athletic? Yeah, super athletic. Yeah, she's super athletic and she's super competitive. She's the complete opposite of me when it comes to our hobbies and interests. Like, even though at one point we both did game, even the games we played were completely different. Because my sister plays a lot of League of Legends. She plays a lot of Valorant. Whenever she gets to MMO, she gets super addicted to it, and she would not sleep until she gets the loot drop that she wants. So she would keep playing the same dungeon over and over again. She'd keep going, like, solo dungeon, by the way. Keep going at the dungeon for an entire night. Antismall, Jojo Kin. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. But she would keep going and going and going until she would get the item, and then by the morning I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I finally got the thing, but I didn't sleep at all. I tried to get her into mobile gacha games, and the mobile gacha game that she got into was Cookie Kingdom. From what I heard, she never told me about that one. But she also got into Food Fantasy, and I know that she spent like hundreds of dollars in it, and so she had to stop. Because she's like, I spent too much freaking money in this game. Because she was so competitive. So that she's like, I'm getting so addicted, I have to stop playing games. And so we used to call her the ARAM queen, because she has like thousands and thousands and thousands of games on ARAM, where she just like knew League of Legends in the back of her hand. But no more. She's like, I have to stop playing games. And so she got into sports instead. And it's better mentally and physically to be addicted to a sport than it is to be addicted to video games. That's the one thing I agree on her decision with. So even though we can't really talk to each other about games anymore, it's fine, because like, this is better for her in the long run. Hello, Dixon, welcome in. Who is the unhinged one then? It's I feel like maybe it's her. I feel like my sister's a little bit more unhinged than I am. Just a tiny bit. I don't even think I'm unhinged. I think I'm pretty normal. Guys, I feel like in this day and age, I can be considered what people call a normie. I am a normie, right? Because everybody nowadays play video games. Nobody goes outside. Nobody does sports. Nobody actually like does anything physical. Maybe they go to the gym, yes. But like, I feel like I am the normie here. Sure, grandma, whatever you say, right? Shut up. What is being normal? We should ask ourselves. You know, it was just like, I guess the term normie was a term that we used to describe people who did, like, you know, regular human stuff, right? Like, they would go out and they would actually socialize and talk to people and have a 9-to-5 job and just be and be part of society, and everyone else who didn't do that were like the non-normies, right? But now I feel like everyone's a little bit like me. Everyone just stays home and doesn't do anything. You are a VTuber though, that's a little bit outside normie, is it? I guess so. Maybe I'm just so deep into the VTuber bubble and the VTuber space that this feels normal to me. A little bit outside normie, you're right. No, I think you're right. I think that VTubing is still kind of niche. The VTubing bubble is still a little bit niche. Not everybody's into it. If you play games long enough to ended up a gooner, or you quit games and become an athlete and get permanent injuries, like my sister. I'm like, hello, you just pulled your tendon out of your knee, out of your joints, right? Her knees are buckling all the time, and I'm like, are you still gonna play sports? And she's like, heck yeah. I just put a brace on. I don't get it. I can't do it. I can't do that to myself. And she would come back home and be like, look, Ark, and she'd show me her thumb and it's all swollen. I'm like, what happened? I fractured it. It's like, this happens so often to the point where I'm like, girl, why are you doing this to yourself? I do karate, have an injury, and I'm a gaming addict. You are jack of all trades, you do everything. I think most people are like that now. Back then, it feels like gaming and anime is just a very, like a super niche hobby that nobody gets into, right? And now it's like everybody, maybe because of the evolution of the internet, of technology, where more people are being exposed to internet cultures, that it's become normal. I have a grandma knee. Is your knee okay? Like, does it hurt? My knee sometimes hurts too. Just comes with age. It is what it is. Shake it off. You just shake it off and go to sleep, and you're like, everything will be fine in the morning. And then you become super stiff in the morning. 100% give credit to COVID, people being locked in, let people explore stuff. Maybe that's it too. I was talking to someone recently about that. No, I think you're completely right. Look at D&D taking off. I feel like D&D is because of Critical Role. But maybe because Critical Role became a thing because of the pandemic. Static mic again? What's going on? Okay, 1 second. Okay, we back. Let's see. Let's actually say this. When did Critical Role pop off? Wait, actually, the first campaign was in 2015. Oh no, it was because of Actually, I don't know about this one, because the first one was in 2015, and they also mentioned that in 2025, that's when it also started popping up because of Brennan Lee Mulligan becoming the new game master. I don't know. No idea. Right, I was talking to someone about internet culture, and she mentioned that she recently got into Genshin. She got into streaming, and she knew about Twitch all because of like 2020. And so this person I knew for a while, actually. I knew this person for a while, but she never really got into the internet culture until the pandemic. And then so it it was really surprising because she didn't know I was a streamer. And then she got super excited. She's like, "You're on Twitch?" She's like, she's like, "What is your handle? What do you play?" And then she starts talking about Genshin. And I'm like, "I didn't know you were like this." I didn't take you for a person who games at all. But she did tell me that she only recently got into all of it. Like, this is completely new territory for her. Critical Role is a D&D broadcast by Liam O'Brien. Is the one with Matthew Mercer. I'm not sure about Liam O'Brien. I know that there's a lot of like celebrity guests on Critical Role, but I don't really follow them too closely. I know that Matthew Mercer was the DM for Critical Role for a very long time until I guess recently. They're both big voice actors. Right, Liam O'Brien, let's see. Liam O'Brien. Oh yeah, he is. Oh yeah, he is in Critical Role. You're right. He's a cast of Critical Role, so he's not the DM. I guess it is. I guess that's kind of like how they pop off, because they start inviting all these like big people onto the show to be casted as characters and players of the game. I have been following a few campaigns, but I haven't been following Critical Role. Is it called D20 now? I don't know. I was never able to play my own campaigns because I've always had really bad DMs. I've always had really bad DMs. Maybe one day. I'm still so jealous of my sister because she's always so excited about her D&D sessions. Okay, yeah, my sister plays D&D. She's not completely normal, right? She's like really into her D&D sessions. So she would come home when I used to live with her, and she would talk to me about her D&D sessions and what happened in her campaign, what happened in the story, what's happening to her cast of characters. And she's always so excited about it. I'm a little jealous. If I remember right, they started the first game as a birthday present for Liam. Oh, I didn't know that. I should probably get into it because I am, I've seen like clips of some of the campaigns, some of the Critical Role campaigns, and I'm like, oh, this looks really interesting, but I never actually sat down and listened to all of it. But maybe one day I will. Plus, I am a fan of Brennan Lee Mulligan. I miss playing, never played. It's fun when you have a party of people that you have a good dynamic with. Good morning, Azu. Hello. His iconic voices to me sound nothing like his normal voice. I've never heard it. I don't know what this guy's about. I'm not that into... I guess I'm not really into voice acting and Hollywood itself. Yeah, I'm not really into shows and movies. I've been really out of it ever since like maybe over 10 years ago. Where sometimes if anybody were to bring up a name in chat, I'd be like, who's that? I don't know that person. You know Gaara from Naruto? I do. Does he play as Gaara? Is he the voice actor of Gaara? Like, there's a lot of actors I don't know. There's a lot of movies I haven't watched. So, in the past 10 years, I have barely seen any movies. It is him. I've barely seen any movies. The only time I watch movies now is if I personally go and I purchase it. Because I don't go out to the movie theaters. Like, I don't go outside, guys. I don't go out. And ever since I moved out of the city, which is a while ago, every time my friends are like, yeah, let's go see a movie, I'm like, you guys live 2 hours away. There's like no way I'm gonna be going down to where you guys are and see a movie with you guys for like an hour and a half and then go back home. It's gonna be a 4-hour transportation journey for me. 2 hours plus 2 hours. We know this, that I never leave the house. You know what I am kind of excited about is getting a car, though. I relate to this conversation a bit too much. Not seeing movies. I used to see movies all the time, though, so I do miss it. When you live near a theater, walking distance, by the way, and you are forced to go to a 9 to 5 and forced to walk to the office all the time, right? There are times when you're like, yeah, let me just walk into the movie theater and just watch something on my own time. Or like, even if you want to like grab some friends and be like, yeah, let me just watch a movie. It's so much easier than where I am now, where I'm kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and in order to get to a movie theater, it's like pretty far away. Or I just go on YouTube. I'm like, let me rent out this movie. So actually, recently, I went on YouTube and I'm like, I don't remember anything about Lord of the Rings because when I watched it, I was drunk as hell. Good morning, Chicks. Hello, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Hello, Rem. Welcome in. So I went on YouTube, and you know, you have like the two options on YouTube. What? Thank you for the 2 months. Wonky sticks. Wonky sticks. Thank you for the support. Let me finish the thing that I wanted to say. I went on YouTube and I was like, you know, there's two options. You can rent it out for a limited period of time, or you can buy it. So I bought all of Lord of the Rings so that I could just watch it while I'm doing laundry, when I'm folding laundry, when I'm doing the dishes, and then I can enjoy it again, because when I watched it, I was not there. I wasn't there. And so, you know, I don't know if he realizes, but like a lot of the recent movies, I'm not even calling them recent anymore. They're like kind of old. But think about like Marvel, okay? Think about Marvel and how it's an action-packed movie with a lot of CG, with a lot of, you know, funny flying things. Or you think about, I did watch, what's it called? Sherlock Holmes, the BBC version of Sherlock, and 4th season. The CG these days are terrible. They are terrible. They look like they were made with like $100 budget. But then I watched Lord of the Rings and I'm like, wow, all of the scenes in here feel real. They don't look like they're $100 budget CGs, and I don't even know if they're CGs because they don't look like CG. I don't think they're CGs, right? It actually looks like people put a lot of work and passion into making those scenes come to life, and I'm like, what happened? $100, that's a little overpriced. Very little in Lord of the Rings was CG, so I'm guessing it wasn't CG, but it was so good. Like all of the scenes were, I was pretty blown away by the lack of like ugly CG in Lord of the Rings. And I'm just wondering what happened to our recent movies. Like, are we cutting costs everywhere? Hollywood finance, the budget's probably around the same. But they make so much more money these days with their movies. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what the revenue, the profit margin was for Lord of the Rings, but I'm pretty sure that like all of the Marvel movies and even like, I don't know, TV shows would have made a lot more money now with streaming services, with theaters, with being able to, you know, because you're putting it everywhere. Now the internet's a lot more accessible, right? That they would make a lot more money these days than it was back then. 250 horses and men were used at one point in Lord of the Rings. That's insane! Holy smokes! Yeah, that's pretty insane. Nowadays, we would just be like, yeah, all right, put it in a computer. Hollywood finance would make $500 cost by costume would make the costume be like $30K or something. I remember seeing a post about someone talking about Pirates of the Caribbean as well, and how the costumes in Pirates of the Caribbean movies were like, they look like someone's put a lot of effort into it, because everyone's outfit looks different. It looks like it's actually been like worn and used and realistic, right? And now everyone's costumes are like prim and pristine, and it just doesn't make sense in the worlds that the characters are in. People stop caring to make movies good. I wish we could go back to the time where people actually had a passion to make their movies, come alive, right? Because at the end of the day, it is an art form. So instead of thinking about it as, how do I make money from this, to like go back and be like, how do I make this a good piece of art? But it's, at the same time, I get why it's hard, because consumerism, right? Like, we only consume things that we see that are marketed to us. And the most popular forms of marketing is through the internet, through actually putting money into the marketing. Like, you're never gonna go and watch some like niche movie out there, even though it's probably super good. It's probably one of the best movies you've seen, but we don't know about it, because there's no marketing, there's no money put into the marketing. So yeah, big companies make more money. There's less passion put into it. Everything's just a big revenue generating machine. When people start asking for better wages for their jobs, Hollywood always fires them, and that's why CGI is trash nowadays compared to 10 years ago. I know that what they do is that they contract third-party studios for a lot of their CGI too. So like, just to cut costs, just to make things a little bit cheaper, instead of hiring their in-studio their employees or whatever. Anyways, as we're starting soon, shall we take a small break? Take a 3-minute break. I will grab a snack. I will come back. I'm gonna fill up my water. I'm gonna do some stretches. And wait, where is it? How do I stream again? What buttons do I press? This one? No, that doesn't work. There we go. I have to go away too. Whee! Alright guys, it's ad time. I'm immune to ads. No, you're not. Actually, you are. You guys are. But I still need my break. How translucent do we go? How ghosty are we? Hello, I'm back. Hi guys. The crunch? Oh no. Is it crunchy? Again? Why does it do that? Super crunchy. Hello, Ube. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome in. I need to pull you guys back up here. Streaming is hard when you only have one monitor. And then when you play games, you can't full screen them. You have to turn them into tiny screens. Always 100% ghosty. If it's 100% ghost, then I kind of... Now we're 100% ghost. You play Final Fantasy 16 like that? With the crunch? With the scuff? With the ghost? The ghosting? Alright, we're back to normal. For now. Can you guys imagine I actually beat Final Fantasy 16? I actually went through the entire game. I'm not the type of person that would. I never finish games, guys. But I did do it. I did it for you guys. There's a free plugin called Ghost Radio that can make your voice ghostly for the whole stream. Oh, interesting. What is ghostly like? I'm guessing there's some sort of like reverb on there. You know, instead of having a free plugin, I can just talk like this forever. And then we can just talk like a ghost. Does it make your voice wobbly, I wonder? Is that what a ghost would sound like? I actually think a ghost would sound more like like, you know, the voice in your head that just keeps talking to you? With a little bit of reverb? Spoopy granny. Yeah, I croaked. I'm gone. Goodbye. I'm still kind of semi-transparent. You can still see the vending machine behind me. Natsu Matsuri. It's Natsu Matsuri, but it's not Natsu. The Call of the Void. The Call of the Void. I want my end goal to be a giant monster in the sky. I have a fascination with tentacles. Not in the way that you think. Get your minds out of the gutter. But like a fascination with how tentacles work. Right? Like they can grab everything if you think about it. If you use all of your smarts and your intelligence, your tentacles can grab more than just one thing. If you're able to control every suction, if you can control every single suction on a tentacle arm, you can grab like a multitude of things at once. If each suction can grab one thing, if each suckler can grab one thing, a Nyarlathotep, I can't even pronounce that. I only know Cthulhu. My intelligence. Oh no! No, Slater, no! I actually heard about this. I haven't experienced it before. I just want to put out a small disclaimer right now. But I heard that if you smoke pot, you can actually feel every single muscle on your body a little bit better. So you can actually control each individual muscle a little bit. Like you're more in tune with your muscles. So like people have been saying that their physical activity like they're able to push the limits just a tiny bit more when they're high. And I'm like, wait, what? And this came in a conversation about yoga, actually, where they're like, I can get like better stretches in during yoga because I can pinpoint exactly which muscles are tense instead of doing like a regular stretch. Like your brain just kind of goes, this muscle needs a little bit more stretching, and I can like stretch it a little bit better. And then afterwards it was like stuff about physical activity, and I was like, wait, hold on, is that true? Because I'm the type of person that if I were to get high, right, on pot, I just get super paranoid. Like, I am not the person who has a good high. I'm the type of person who has a really bad high. And I live in Canada, so like it's this. I just want to put it out there that like pot's everywhere here. There's like a pot store that's literally like you walk out on the streets and there's like one cannabis store in every corner, right? So it's very, very easy to get cannabis here, marijuana here. It could be the wrong strain. Who knows? Who knows? But my sister she takes it regularly. She used to take it regularly. And she was like, hey, Ark, I know you're trying, like you've been having insomnia, and you know, it's fine. You're finding it difficult to sleep. So why not take this? And she gives me like her sleep supplement, cannabis, whatever it is. And it's a gummy. It's like half a gummy. And I'm like, okay. So I take it, and then like, so I have a cat. I have 2 cats. And they have these bell collars. They have these bell collars on them, and they ring. So when you are high, it's kind of like seeing everything in slow-mo. But all of the sounds are not in tune and aligned with the visuals that you are seeing. So I kept hearing bells, right? I kept hearing them, but I see no bells and I see no cat. And I'm like, where are the cats going? Where are they hiding? Why are they everywhere? And so I couldn't sleep at all because I just kept hearing bells. I was super paranoid. I was like, is my cat on my bed? And then I would look and my cat's not on my bed, but I would hear the bell. So I was like, this is not for me. If you're stressed about something, it makes a bad trip. Maybe that's what it is too, because I was stressed and that's why I wasn't getting good sleep. Yeah, the ghost bells. It's like Dunkin' Donuts. They're literally across the street from each other, at least 4 places I can think of on the top of my head. We actually don't have any Dunkin' Donuts here. Maybe we should. Maybe we should get rid of all of our Tim Hortons. You know what's a real shame is that Tim Hortons came from Canada, but all of the Tim Hortons in other countries are so much better than the ones we have in Canada. It's like they kind of just went fuck the home country, right? The source where Tim Hortons came from, where Tim Hortons is born, and let's make all the Tim Hortons in all the other countries like 10 times better. Let's give them a better menu. We're gonna give them just a better space in general, right? You guys get cleaner couches, better looking chairs, like the interior so much better, right? And then here it just looks like a super rundown place. Tim Hortons is owned by Pepsi. Did they get bought out? See, they weren't owned by Pepsi before. And then I guess it cut costs, because this is the start of their downfall. Their start of their downfall was when they got rid of their coffee beans, because everybody knows Tim Hortons for being a breakfast place, a coffee place, where you get coffee and you get a wrap. You get some sort of sandwich wrap, and then you go on with your day. And the Timmy's coffee used to be really good, but then they're like, nah, we're gonna go for a cheaper supplier. And then they got rid of their coffee beans. And then McDonald's took over their old supplier. And now McDonald's makes really good coffee. But Timmy's is like, it just tastes like water. And every time I go in there and I want to order something, they always mess up my order. So I stopped going to Timmy's. Everything about Timmy's just sucks, guys. It just sucks ass. If you go to Canada expecting good Timmy's, don't. Right? Even though Timmy's is from Canada, don't come here for Timmy's. I'm really aching. Need to sleep now. Good night, Sam. I hope you get better soon. Your head really hurts. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, good night. Go to bed. Take care of yourself. Close your eyes. Enjoy your night. There's a lot of things in Canada where you're like, you know, there's some things that you don't want to get here. I'm salty about coffee. I know, because I love coffee so much. Because I drink coffee every single day. I'm coffee addicted. I have black coffee every single morning, like right now. I'm drinking coffee literally right now. I'm still not satisfied with this coffee that I have here, because I used to own an espresso machine, shared it with my sister. And if you guys get into the deeps of coffee, the best coffees are ones that are brewed with high pressure, because it creates a richer flavor, and it also adds a layer of crema on top. The crema is from the coffee itself. It's not from milk or anything, but the crema is because there's so much pressure that goes into the coffee that it creates like a layer of like foam on top, and it's so good. So Nespresso, in my opinion, even though it's a little bit more expensive, that machine does make one of the better coffees out of all the other machines out there. But now, because I don't live with my sister anymore, I'm using a Keurig machine, but it's not the same. This feels like it kind of tastes like it's a little bit more watered down. It's not as rich in flavor, but that's just exactly how my housemates like it. So I can't really change the fact that it's gonna be like this for a while. It doesn't make sense for me to purchase another coffee machine and have two sitting side by side, one for Nespresso and one for Keurig. So I just suck it up a little bit. My coffee's now solid. What happened? That's just coffee beans. I miss Donair so much. We have so many other Canadian things, but not Donair, and I hate it. What is Donair? Is that a Canadian thing? A green Canadian VTuber keeps talking about Timbits. Ew. No, Timbits suck ass too. They're always cold and they've been sitting out there for a long time. You know which place should make Timbits? I don't think they do, but you can't call them Timbits anymore. You have to call them Donut Bites. But Krispy Kreme. I think Krispy Kreme still makes one of the best donuts out there. If you put enough pressure on a liquid, it becomes solid. True. That is what it does. I think. Is it? If you put pressure on liquid, it stays liquid. No, wait, it stays liquid. Because if you think about it, there's so much pressure in the deep oceans, right? In the deep, dark parts of the ocean. But the fish are not swimming in solids. It's still liquid. You could put the other machine in your room. I was thinking about that, but there's no space here. In this room right now, there are 2 outlets. And like I mentioned, I share this room with another housemate, right? So one of the outlets is for their setup, and the other outlet is for my setup. And both of our outlets already have an extension cord connected to it, which is filled with cables, because we also have like the modem here as well. And we have a printer, and we not a printer. We have like, there's like 3 monitors behind me. I have one, and then I have a lamp, and then I have my PC, and then I have the cat stuff right here too. So I have the cat fountain, and then I have the air purifier. So that's enough, guys. That's a lot of things connected to the wall, and it's a little bit too much right now. So I don't think I can add another one. It's like a gyro, or do you guys pronounce it as gyro or gyro? I think it's gyro, right? Shawarma, but with a sweet sauce. It's common in Middle Eastern restaurants in Alberta or pizza places in Ontario, from what I've seen. Ah. Wait, hold on. I need to see this. I need to Google it. Donair? I don't think I've seen this. It originated in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada in the early 1970s. Yeah, why don't we have this? It is Canadian. If it originated in Canada, why don't we have this? That's weird. Golden Gooner 69. Thank you for the follow. You don't have to use them all together, but they all have to be turned on together. I'm gonna short circuit something. Something's gonna break. We don't pronounce it either way. Wait, how do you pronounce it then? It's like Euro. So it's Gyro. We're gonna have to figure this out. G-I-R-O. Pronunciation. It's pronounced as Euro. Other common acceptable pronouns in American English include Yarrow, or sometimes Gyro? No, with hard G. Gyro. I don't think gyro's right. I don't think gyro's right. It sounds weird. No, Euro kind of makes sense. In Greek, it's pronounced as Euro, so it's gonna be Euro from now on. What the hell is gyro? It's like Euro. How are you pronouncing Euro? Euro! Gyro's not that weird, but it's like completely different as Euro. It's like the first consonant, the first part of the word is completely different. It's in gyroscope. I guess that's kind of right. English is just weird. Why is it written as gyro when it's pronounced as Euro? Gyro is a mechanical thing. It is like gyroscope. It's not gyro. No, it's Euro. It's a Euro. Like what Writer Adrift said. Euro. It is... Wait, it's Greek. Oh, it is Greek. I'm thinking about this. Not the pronunciation, I'm thinking about Greece. I'm thinking about Greece because that's where Euros came from Greece. And I still recall the one thing that blew my mind when I was in Greece was when they told me that like all of the olive oils that Italians use, all of the olives that the Italians use, all of the olives are grown in Greece. So like every time we think about virgin olive oil, for some reason everyone just thinks, oh yeah, it's Italian. It's not Italian. It's just that Italians went to Greece and they're like, we can see that Greece has the optimal climate for olive trees. So we're gonna use all of the olive farms here and like package them and turn it into olive oil. And then we're gonna turn them into Italian olive oil when they're actually from Greece. And you think about this too, but this happens everywhere. Where you think you're purchasing something from like, you're like, oh yes, I'm buying something from, I don't know, a Spanish company. And you're like, wait, but it was actually made elsewhere. The company itself is Spanish, right? But it's actually made from like another country. They took the manufacturing plant or whatever it is actually from another country. And all of the parts that go into the product is from another country. So it's not actually Spanish. It's a product made in another country. When I think of Romans, I think of them as grease slurpers. Or Romans. I still need to know my geography. Rome. Do we call people in Rome Romans? What are Romans called today? There we go. See, Rome is not really its own country. Rome is like the capital, isn't it? Okay, here it is. Okay, Rome is the capital of Italy, right? Romans has continuously uninterrupted been the demonin? What is that word? Of the citizens of Rome from the foundation of the city in the present day. That makes no sense to me at all. I need someone to explain this to me in layman terms, as if I am 5 years old. Man, wiki is like, here's an entire article. There's like 5,000 paragraphs to talk about the Romans and Romanness and the non-Romans. Now there's like a whole section about the myth of Rome, of Romans. That is not what I'm looking for. Demonym is the name of the place. It's a place. See, this is what I mean, guys, but I don't know anything about geography. Am I pronouncing that word correctly? The capital of Italy. Specifically means the Roman Empire. But there are no Romans. I mean, there are. I guess people who live in Rome right now are called Romans, even though they are Italian. I think about Daenerys being upset. I still can't find a place in Ontario like. I don't even know if there's any place in Ontario that's gonna be like that. Nova Scotia. You might have to like fly all the way to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia's on the east, right? I'm always so confused. I don't even remember the provinces anymore. What is anything but like Winnipeg, Ontario, and British Columbia? Everything else is kind of like in the mists. Do you know the myth about Romulus being raised by wolves? No, I don't. I don't know any myths about Roman people. A myth is a myth, right? It means it's not real. Specifically, demonym is the name of the inhabitants of the specific place. American and Canadian are demonyms. Why do they call it demonym? So, American is called American because they live in America. Canadians are called Canadians because they live in Canada. And if demonyms are called demonyms, do they live in the demons? Oh. Okay, wait. Demographic nym. Oh, it's an actual term. So it's not, we don't equate it to American and Canadian. Yeah, so I'm so confused. What do you mean by that? Demo for demographic. Okay, no, never, everything makes sense now. Demonym. Not demonym. English is freaking hard. So demonym is just, it just means, it's like, so American and Canadian are demonyms. Okay, I am putting the two and the two together. Everything is slowly falling together. Anime-chan, hello, welcome in. Yeah, why is it called like demons? I see demons and I don't see demo. I see demon and then im instead of demo nim. Does know what a pseudonym is? No, I do not. I'm an art student, guys. English is hard. English is, we're all learning. We are learning. Yeah, English is hard. No, this is great though. I appreciate this a lot. English is not my first language. Most of the Ontario places are pizza and donair style restaurants. Though Alberta donair places are more like Middle Eastern delis. I prefer the Albertan donair places. I've never been to Alberta. I want to. I want to go to Alberta. I want to go to Calgary specifically. Because I have friends there and I want to visit them. The donair places near me is a pizza place. Shouldn't a donair place be a donair place and a pizza place be a pizza place? Why is a donair place a pizza place? So are you saying that the pizza place near you makes donair? Are you privy to the concept of homonyms? I was about to call it homonyms. It's not about yeah. God darn it! Gosh darn it! I wish it was about BL. No, I don't. What is a homonym? A homonym is the opposite. It means single, right? No. That's not saying homos are single. Is it double? Okay, I gotta search this up. Welcome to the English class where we all learn English. Two, each of two or more words, so it means multiple. Not single. Two or more words that have the same spelling or pronunciation but different meanings and origin. So like red and read. Kind of. Lead and lead. Right? Or lead and lead. Because lead could be a noun, it could also be a verb, right? No, that's different. Two words, same meaning. No, so that I'm saying with the opposite of you, Merc. I'm saying that it's same word, different meaning. But is it each of the two more words have the same spelling, pronunciation? Okay, no. So it's the it's the opposite of what you mentioned, Merc. So it's two words that have the same spelling or pronunciation but different meanings and origins. No, it's fine. I actually didn't know what this word meant until today. So we're all learning here. When non-singles like the same gender, yeah, the homos. That's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about today is a class about BL and yaoi and homosexuality. This is a LGBT free stream. Live in Calgary, but very nice, but very expensive to live in. You also have Banff and Jasper near for the mountains. Still not sure why I moved back to the States. I've been talking to people and everyone's like, we're gonna move to Banff. Like, no, like, okay, it's just a joke, but like everyone wants to get out of the city, right? And everybody wants to get out of like society. I feel like the older you get, the more where you're like, I don't like people and I don't like having people around me. And I'm in that current stage right now where everyone I talk to is like, yeah, I hate people. And we all want to move out. And everyone's like, yeah, all right, all go to Banff together. Jasper near the mountains. I don't know. I like it here. Kind of. I like it more than the States. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I do want to go sometime to the States just to visit because I do have friends there, but otherwise, like, I can't imagine living in the States. Starting of Stardew is my dream now. Right? Don't you wish that suddenly you're just like, oh, there's a letter at the door, and then you open it and it's like, Grandpa? I have another grandpa? A grandpa I didn't know about, and he's like, I left you an entire plot of land in the middle of nowhere. And then you go there and then you start a farm and all of the townspeople love you. Right? And then you make friends with everyone and then you get to date them. Banff is gorgeous and I would totally move there if I had spare $1 billion lying around. Does it really cost that much money? My city loves me. You're in Florida. You're in Florida, Raps. Sorry for doxing you. Florida, man. What are you talking about? Okay, you're not in Florida right now. I'm not doxing you because you're not there. But what do you mean? I'm gonna search up Banff. Banff? What if I were to search up Banff housing? What do I get? Like, what is that? What is the housing like? Banff housing prices. Because I know that like everywhere else in Canada, it's like super expensive. Wow, 500,000 to $1 million something. This is still pretty expensive. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. This is like super expensive. Okay, all of the houses are like over $1 million. I still like one listing that's less, but this is... I don't think this is gonna work. And it's also really cold up there. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, if I also had a spare $1 billion lying around, I would totally move there. There's a lot of snow outside for Florida. Is it snowing in Florida? No way. Do you mean there's a lot of snow outside of Florida? Because I feel like Florida is one of those places that is not snowing right now, and everywhere else is. The lower 48 is stealing my cold and snow. You want the cold and the snow, Taffer? You can take some of whatever we have right in there. I look at the window and all I see is white. Like, I can't see anything outside. It's just whiteness. It's just white snow everywhere. Can I be paid to live in Alaska? You want to live in Alaska? You know, actually, if you get a job in another country, a lot of times companies will be like, we can pay for your lodging. So that's what happened with, like I mentioned before, that I went to school in another country. A lot of my teachers were from other countries as well. So I had a lot of teachers from the UK. I had a lot of teachers from Europe. I had a lot of teachers from Australia. And every single person, every single one of my teachers, including the students, we all lived in like one single apartment complex, right? Because the school would pay for their living situation. They would pay for the lodgings. And so like all of my teachers were my neighbors. And that's why I could see my phys ed teacher, my physical education teacher, like on the other side of my apartment all the time. My window doesn't look quite like Florida. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, you're not there right now. So technically I haven't really doxed you. You're just our Florida man. Do you miss Florida? I haven't been to Florida in like a super long time, in decades. The last time I went, it was for Disney when I was super young and super small. But I don't remember anything about Florida. And I feel like because it's been so long, things change. And it wouldn't be the same scenery as I would have imagined it or remembered it to be if I remember anything about Florida at all. Can you have it back? It's -5 right now. The warmest it's been in a week. -5? Wait, actually, what is it? Temperature. Oh, I was expecting it to be a lot lower in temperature right now. It's still, there's still a blizzard outside. It is warm compared to yesterday. You're going back in April, practically visit once a year, so it doesn't even really register as missing anything. Let's go. First, I gotta visit Asia. Before Florida, I feel like I have to visit Asia. Like right now, everyone's saying not to go to the States. I go to the bank. I remember going to the bank the other day. I went to the bank. I was talking to the bank clerk, right? Because I'm opening up different accounts for other projects and other things. And then so the context of US came up, and she was like, yeah, even like people at the bank are like trying to avoid going down there. A lot of Florida is a construction nightmare right now for new apartments and condo complexes. Condos. Complexes. That's like everywhere in the world. I still remember seeing stories of when I used to live in Asia, seeing stories of China when they started building a whole bunch of condo complexes and apartments, but no one's living in them. So you just end up with like ghost cities and ghost towns. And I think that's what's happening in Japan as well right now, where there's a lot of like ghost buildings. And when I say ghost buildings, I'm not saying that they're haunted, but just a lot of people don't live in there because they don't have the population anymore. That opinion's oversaturated? You think so? Maybe. The vacation places are booming. I feel like they would be, because everyone's trying to avoid the snow. Everyone's like, let me get out of this the snowy regions. I'm so sick of the cold. I'm so sick of the snow. As another Florida person, I don't think I would trust any condos after the collapses over the past few years. And everyone's trying to move out of them. Condos have become an investment property instead of an actual living space. Which I hate the fact that it's doing that, because now people don't have places to live. And the market is skyrocketing. There's nobody living in them. People prefer to live in houses. There's still a town that has Edo period towns. Is it in Kyoto? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them, right? The Edo period. Oh, the buildings. There's a town that still has Edo period buildings. I sometimes go online and I'm curious and I'm like, I wonder how much a house is in Japan, and some of them go for like $5,000 because they're like really old houses. They don't have the current technology, like the furnishing, furnaces, heating, pipes that do what houses should be doing now. And so maintenance costs are like massive if you do want to keep maintaining them, because companies probably don't even sell the parts for some of the things in the houses anymore. And the other thing is that if you do want to renovate, it's going to take a shit ton of money. So you might as well just like buy a completely new built house instead of buying an old one. Owning houses is crazy, so people just rent. Yeah. There are people out there who say that in the long run, renting is probably a better investment than buying a house nowadays. Just because mortgage rates are so high, and so it's basically like paying rent. Buying a house, if you don't have enough money to buy a house, it's basically just like paying rent your entire life until you can pay back the mortgage. And then you have to think about all of the other debts that you've collected throughout your entire life. The really sucky thing that I heard about younger generations as well is that, you know, there's like things like Afterpay, and there's things like paying section by section, and now we can do it with almost every single product on the internet. So, and we also have credit. We also have credit cards. And we have younger people going, okay, I don't have the money right now, so let me just keep borrowing money. And people just end up in like thousands, if not hundreds and thousands of dollars of debt, because you're constantly paying out of what they don't have. You just have to live with the humiliation of owing nothing. We are currently in that situation right now. The digital age of owning nothing. Right? And I guess it's like you're not really owning the physical thing as well. My tier 3 with a firm. Can you actually? I don't think Twitch has a firm. I don't think Twitch allows for a firm. Not yet. Maybe sometimes in the future, question mark, but I don't encourage it. I feel like if you don't have money to purchase something, then it's you're probably better off not buying it. And there's too many people that just want to buy things for the sake of owning and buying it, not really owning it, but like buying it, but they don't really need it. And so we keep buying trash. MasterCard. The tier 3 emotes. I don't even know if I have tier 3 emotes. Do I have tier 3 emotes? I don't even think we have tier 3 emotes here, guys. So even if you were in tier 3, there's nothing you can get. Let's see, where is it? I was looking at other people's memberships. And some people's memberships are like pretty nice out there. It's a scam. You get a pat on the back, you get my head pat. Not even a kiss on the forehead, just a pat on the head. And then me going, thank you for the support, and that's it. I get that for free? I never pat you on the head. What do you mean? I never pat you on the back. I actually see 1 or 2 emotes from tier 3. Really? Which ones are they? Hold on. Hold on. Am I lying? Have I been lying this entire time? How do I get there? Emotes. I don't have any. Unless you're talking about someone else's stream. I get 19 animated emotes. They're full. I get 19 standard emotes. They're not full. And I get 1 slot for tier 2 and 1 slot for tier 3. Here, have the music back. I turned it down earlier because there's one track in this album that's not as comfy. Oh, you mean other channels? Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, there are other channels with some tier 2, tier 3. I feel like would you guys purchase a tier 2, tier 3 sub for a single emote? It's only one slot. Yeah, I only get one slot because I'm not partnered. And they're standard emotes too. They're not even animated. So it's like you're paying for a tier 2 or you're paying for a tier 3 sub for just one single emote that's not animated, that you're probably not going to be using because there's like 19 other emotes that you could use. For the emote, no, to support people more, yes. I agree with that. I think so too. If I really, really wanted to support someone, I'd probably get their tier 2 just to support them. But other than that, emote's not really worth it. They should make it something else. They should make like the tier 2 or tier 3 emote like animated. At least make it animated. Your ratio of animated emotes is quite high. Yeah, because I love animated emotes. Most of the standard emotes they're drawn by Mika. They're drawn by Mika Magica. And then I commissioned other people for the animated ones. Some of the original animated ones were actually from the cursor that we had, the computer cursor they commissioned. And they're like, here you go, you can use these as emotes as well. I'm like, wow. 2 birds with 1 stone. Animated tier 2 and 3 for partners, yeah. We're not gonna get there for a while. They changed the requirements to get partner. I think it's like 75 viewers, consistent viewers for 7 streams or something like that. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future we'll have that. But not now. We will see. Yeah, I was looking at other people's memberships, not for Twitch, but I was looking at memberships for YouTube. And some of them are really cool because I guess I don't have time for all of that now. But there's like memberships where you get like the creator creates things for the people in the memberships. I thought about doing membership streams too, but then because I multi-stream, it doesn't really make sense for me to do so. Because there are like on Twitch, there's something called subscriber only streams that you can set up. So it's not what I was doing before, but you can only watch my stream if you're a subscriber. But that's not really a culture on Twitch. Like, there's not a lot of subscriber only streams on Twitch. And it feels really out of place. But it's very common on YouTube. Like, member only stream. Yeah, like you can't even watch it. Like, it's not just only members can chat. It's like you can't join the stream and you can't watch the stream unless you're a member. Unless you're a subscriber. And I can totally set that up on Twitch. I can set that up on YouTube, but the culture's not there on Twitch, I don't think. If I was only doing YouTube, that could be an option. But because I stream on both, it's weird. And it requires like extra setup. I know many do subscribe only from time to time for community night. You can also set sub only chat. Yeah, I've tried sub only chat and I got a lot of pushback for it. So I stopped doing it. Because it also feels kind of strange to me. Because I stream not really to get more subs. I think that's kind of scummy to do. YouTube streams are largely influenced by VTube culture and kind of idol supported past still fits. That's probably why that's a thing. Because the idol culture is not as noticeable on Twitch in comparison to YouTube. Right? You're completely right about that, Raps. Because VTuber culture is on YouTube, and VTuber culture in general is tied to idol culture. And if you guys have been following idol culture, right? There's like fan clubs that you can join, like or even in K-pop or J-pop. In K-pop as well, there's like official fan clubs. So if you have to like physically register to a fan club, the official fan club, and as a member of the fan club, you get special VIP products. You get first priority when you buy tickets. All of that stuff, that's all part of idol culture. And in order to incorporate idol culture to VTubing, member only streams make sense. But because Twitch already has a whole streaming culture, if you were to do that on Twitch and have a subscriber only or follower only stream, it feels weird. Like, nobody does that on Twitch. The idol culture is why you get weirdos. That's true. Yeah, you get a lot of like people who think that they have an upper hand in comparison to other people, and they feel like there's a little bit of parasocialism going on there. You get their bathwater. I was part of official fan club for a while too. I'm part of I used to listen to a lot of K-pop, so I was in the official fan club for a K-pop group. And it's cool because they give you an entire like access card with your name on it. It's very privileged. A little bit of parasocialism. Okay, maybe a lot of parasocialism. I think even for me, I've been trying to like step away from all of that, because at first I was like, I think it's fine. I think having a little bit of parasocialism is fine. But if you feed into that a little bit too much, then it becomes overwhelming. A lot of parasocialism. A lot of it. I didn't think that I would ever experience that kind of thing, but like, it does happen. You're at an idol concert. Being delusional is the point. Kiara? Is that what she said? That's funny. You know what's if you're at a VTuber idol concert, being delusional is the bigger point. She did say that. Even worse when it's a VTuber idol concert. I do want a concert one day. One of my goals is to get a 3D concert, especially with the evolution of 3D, the 3D space in VTubing, right? With Barudo, with having 3D environments, customizable 3D environments, 3D engagements? No, that's not the word. She blew that kiss to me specifically. I actually, now that I think about it, I've heard this line with like even regular singers. I guess like the parasocialism is not just for idol culture. If you think idol culture, right? It's like Asia, all of Asia, Asian idols, but it's basically the same as like Hollywood celebrities here. Like there is actual cults here where like I've heard that. I've actually heard the exact same. No, it was Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus had this one fan that was like actually delusional. From what I remember, like they made the news or something, and they were like, every time Miley Cyrus would post something, or it'd be like anything on social media, they'd be like, yeah, they specifically meant it for me. There's a hidden clue in here. They were trying to send me a message. I'd say it's a good point. You won't get the full enjoyment without the delusion, but the problem is people not being able to separate it from outside the performance. Yeah. It's really hard to separate yourself, just because it is like it's a one-way window, right? Streaming, idol culture, it's a one-way window. So even though I do see you guys and I kind of get Jeff Hardy, hello, welcome in. I do see you guys and I do say that like I care about you guys, but in a streaming sense, right? Water, thank you. And we put a lot of our personality out there. They shouldn't make the content versus they should know it's just a performance. Yeah, there's a fine line between that, isn't there? The one thing I hate seeing the most... You went on a date yesterday. How was it? Sorry, I'm getting so distracted. I see date and I'm like, whoa, that's exciting. It was great. That's good. That's good. One of my favorite, like, date spots. No, the thing that I don't like about... The one date spot I don't like the most is like a movie and a place where you don't talk to people. And it's actually really difficult to get good dates. I find that as a person who has dated a lot in the past, right, that there's been more bad dates than there were good ones. Ads are starting soon. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, we were talking about idols. I'm getting distracted. You don't talk over the movies? No, you gotta respect the movie. Speaking from experience, yes. There's been a lot more bad dates than good ones. You just go to the dinner afterwards. But it's the dinner part that makes it a good date. It's not the movie. Right? You're immune? You're immune to the ads. They haven't started yet, but they are starting soon. Like, the date itself was bad or they were bad. The date itself. I'm pretty sure that, like, every single person that I went on a date with was probably a regular, normal person, but the date was terrible. Like, nobody can think of good date ideas. Nobody can think of what a good date is. Like, everybody has this image of it in their head, but then when it actually happens, like, everyone just kind of freezes up and they're like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I brought her to an Italian restaurant. She's Italian. We had so much fun, and after that we got some ice cream. Ooh. I like the fact that you actually were considerate of, like, who she is as a person. Because a lot of dates I went on, it wasn't like that. It was like, let's try something new. I actually don't know what this is about. I actually don't like this. Upscale cinemas with a table and food. Wait, that's so interesting. Wait, really? Clearly, I haven't been outside in a long time. Upscale cinemas. I don't think we have any of that there. Or here, where I am. Movie gives you something to talk about. Maybe for other people, not for me. For me, it takes me like 3 days to process a movie, but usually by the time the movie's already over with. And whenever I watch a movie and I come out of a theater, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm only thinking about the movie. I'm not thinking about the other person. And so I get this like post-movie... I get into a post-movie like state where there's nothing in my head, right? I can't think of anything. And so I'm like, the only thing I want to do is go home. Does the other person not engage? Not engage? No? VTuber I watched went to see the new Silent Hill and they served tater tots. What? Okay, movie food is super expensive though. How do you rate amusement park dates? If I liked amusement parks, I think it would be a good date. But I don't like amusement parks. So I would say it's a 2 out of 10. Unless it's... unless the rides are good, because I hate roller coasters. And most amusement parks are full of roller coasters. And I also don't like horror. So I can't go into any of the haunted houses either. So I literally can't go anywhere. You bring me to an amusement park and I would just sit on a bench. They're so good. The amusement parks? Or you're talking about the movie food? I think I enjoy some amusement parks. If the amusement parks have rides that are just like... they're just visuals, right? Then I would love that. Oh, the movie food. But it's just popcorn. Depending on where you are, actually. Where I am, all the movie food here kind of sucks. There's really nothing. It's your typical, like, Pizza Hut, your very default foods, your popcorn, your buttered popcorn. And they're like double the price of what you would usually get if you were just to buy it from a grocery store. The amusement park food. The amusement park food where you are. Disney? Someone would kill you for that. Actually, no, Disney food is really expensive too. Disney and Universal are the good ones. Read. I can't read. Me reading? No, I'm a gadget player. I skip all over every single word. Okay, if Disney and Universal are the good ones, you're talking about here in Canada, where I am now, not where you're from. Where you are now. I actually haven't been to the amusement park near me, so I actually don't know. Maybe it does suck. It probably does suck. Nobody talks about it, then it probably sucks. Okay, ads are starting soon. Literacy levels? Nope, they're not there. Okay, I will be back in 3 minutes. I will see you guys in a bit. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching. Do a few push-ups. What kind of themed food can you get at Six Flags? What the hell is Six Flags? Ads are starting. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Hello, I am back. Never mind, I didn't heat up food. We got muffins, we got sausages, we got eggs. I'm being fed, guys. Hello, Cup. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Why? Why am I getting fed? Why am I eating food? For sustenance. For energy. For fuel. That's why. And if you're gonna cook for one person, you might as well cook for everyone. I'm not doing the cooking though. I'm going away so soon. Very soon. In 15 minutes. Why, Grandma? Why must you eat? Why must you consume the food? Why must you put food in your mouth and swallow it and chew it and shove it down your stomach? Why must the food be pooped out later on? Why? Tell me why? Biology, guys. I'm so mad now. I have delay, don't mind me. Oh. Oh, that's what you meant. More energy. More passion. More fiery passion. Bring on the fury. Mad Max out there. My mom burned her kitchen twice, so we barely let her cook. Oh my god. Oh my god, what happened? It's like the way I didn't burn the kitchen. I burned my food the other day. I was gonna make pierogies, right? I burned the entire bottom half of it. I was so mad. I mean, thing is, the box of pierogies wasn't that expensive anyway. It was fine, but that was a good meal that I wasted. Why must I not be born with a core reactor to fuel my being? If only that was the case. If only that was the case. I think if we all had core reactors in our body, and we didn't need, like, we weren't organisms that were part of this earth that would deteriorate over time, right? Not living organisms, then I think the world would be going in a completely different direction. Do you think we're ever going to get to a point where we're just never gonna die? Like, there's technology out there that's like, here you go. Take this, put this in your body, put this funny core reactor in your body, and then you will never die ever again. Yes, you think so? But not like the ship of Theseus kind of way, right? Where you take your body and you upload it, because you're kind of a completely different person at that point. But you still are living in the same body. You still have the same mind. Reminds me of earlier topic where not being able to multitask. You burnt food because you were multitasking. I was, yeah, I was chopping up onions and I wasn't watching the heat, and the entire thing just turned to charcoal. A lot of cultures would be totally different because less superstitions and myths would be about death. I think so too. We would completely take over, yeah. It's kind of like, maybe a weird comparison, but it's kind of like evolving into godhood in a way. I don't know if culture and myths and stuff would still be a thing. I think we're gonna get a lot of pushback as well, because there's already there's pushback in our society for a lot of technology that we currently already have in the same body. Yeah, so you're not moving bodies, you're just staying in the same body. It would be reserved for rich, and we get something like Time movie. Not exactly. Maybe just for the rich people. I actually think that the secret to longevity is already out there. It's already out there. It's just that nobody listens to it, nobody follows it. Right? So I think it's pretty accessible right now. I wouldn't say to live forever, but you can live longer. And there's already countless things that we can help to do that. Just avoid sugars. Keep exercising. Keep moving your body. Keep moving your muscles, right? Keep exercising. Eat good foods. Eat foods with a lot of antioxidants. Avoid harsh UV rays. Avoid going, if you're gonna go in the sun, wear sunscreen or go in the shade. Even sunscreen's bad for you guys. There's like so many things in the world that could destroy you, but you just have to like avoid them. Just avoid them. And then keep fueling your body with like good stuff. Like everything's out there. All the information's out there. It's not really technology, but we have the secrets to a longer life. With this model, I think you're going to collapse before it happens. With this model? What do you mean? You can be that 90 plus grandma who runs marathon, but I'm sure majority don't have what it takes to do that consistently. It's all a mental game. Yeah, get good sleep, lower your stress levels. What is it? Like stress creates a bad hormone in your body called cortisol. And then you get like hormonal imbalance. And then your entire body goes into whack. And then your immune system starts failing you because of that. Like, my immune system was terrible a few years ago. I got old woman disease. I will do everything except good sleep. That one I can't. It's really hard to balance because you're like, I gotta work. I need money to sustain myself. And plus I need sleep. And plus I want dopamine as well. I need to play some games. I need to rest my body and enjoy life. So like trying to balance all of that together is super difficult. It's very hard. Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone out there. Find your passions. Find what you want to do. That's like me right now. I am slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting to a point where I'm like, balancing has become a little bit easier than before. I'm a real hag. What was it? What's the hag disease? What's the grandma disease? I mentioned it earlier. When chickenpox lies dormant in your body and then like it comes out shingles. Yeah, I got shingles a few years ago, and the doctor didn't really believe me until he saw it. He's like, there's no way. He's like, there's no way you can get shingles. You're still a pretty young dragon. And then he looks at me and he's like, never mind. Here, go take your meds. Before you get permanent nerve damage. Oh, what? Yeah, I got hag disease. Guys, I got grandma disease. Because I was so stressed that like my immune system just shut down. And if you had chickenpox before, the chickenpox virus lies dormant in your body forever. It lies dormant in your body forever. That's why it's good. There's like a reason for wanting chickenpox in the beginning when you're younger is because you introduce the chickenpox virus into your body. You want it to do that so that when it hits you later in age, if you're older and you get chickenpox, it's 10 times worse than if you were to get it when you're younger. But because it lies dormant in your body, it does sometimes resurface. So that's what happened to me. If your immune system is terrible, right? Like what happened with me, then the chickenpox will come back out and it'll be like, here you go, here's some shingles, here's some nerve damage. Here we're gonna burn your nerves to the ground. I got it first time after high school. It was painful. Yeah, the younger you get it, the less painful it is. That's why when you're here, like the culture around here, like in Canada, is that if there's one kid in your neighborhood, if there's one kid in your class who has chickenpox, you want your kid to interact with them and to get chickenpox from them. You want your kid to experience it. Because the older you get, the more it's gonna hurt. I am living on borrowed time until I become a chicken. Yeah, that's exactly what chickenpox is. Grandma, I never got the pox. Uh-oh, Vay. It's fine as long as you never interact with someone who has chickenpox. Just don't get it from someone when you're older because it will hurt a lot more. Shingles though are a little bit different from chickenpox. They don't hurt as much, but they still hurt like hell. Gave me a few scars on my face and a lot on my head. I know it will not look good bald, so I take care of my hair. Good. Keep massaging your scalp. Keep putting that blood flow to your head. It's like my dad, Ark Papa. He was going bald, and he was like, I'm gonna go to, because I'm retired now, I'm just gonna go to the local salon and get a head massage every day, just because he felt like it. It wasn't because of hair growth. He was just like, I just want massage, like a body massage, and they just give free head massages that go with the regular massage, right? The shoulder massage. And then he would sit there and do that every single day, and then miraculously, his hair started growing back. You just need a bit more blood flow. And I heard, what is it, castor oil? Castor oil helps a lot. It became a hobby for him, yeah, because it feels good. Like, both my parents would always go for head massages, shoulder massages, and feet massages, and they always try to make me go, and I'm like, no, I don't wanna. Good. I'm good. I don't want any massages. I have great hair right now, by the way. That's good. Keep it. I'm getting super hungry right now. The food's not ready. I'll leave when food's ready so that I can go and eat. I'm losing energy, guys. I can't do it anymore. I'll slowly collapse. I hate when people touch me, so I hate massages. I really like shoulder massages, but that's basically all. I really need shoulder massages. Like right now, I'm thinking about it. I am shrimping again. Remember this, guys. Shoulders back. All right. Pull your neck back as well. You don't want like a head forward posture. Pull your neck back, pull your shoulders back, straighten up your lower back. And that is good posture, but not too straight because you don't want to start bending backwards. I can't let the strangers touch me. Do you guys ever get that weird like tingle whenever someone touches you? It's like weird and you're like, ew, this feels nasty, this feels gross. I used to get that a lot as a kid. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. You know, whenever the teacher's like, hold hands with everyone else in the classroom, right? And I was like, ew, I don't like this feeling. Ew, it feels gross. Ew, it feels nasty. Like, I remember feeling that a lot. And I'm like, I don't want to hold hands with someone else. And I don't know why that happens. I never actually looked it up. I never went online and was like, why does this happen? And I never thought about like, if other people felt the same. I kind of just had, yeah, I just said it to myself in my head. Sounds like me all the time. It's not like that for me anymore. But it was like that for me when I was younger. Maybe something about nerves. The nerve's not completely developed yet. I remember that my grandma took me to the house of one of my cousins because he had the pox and didn't get it. I touched him and everything and nothing? Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Maybe you already have it. Maybe you just didn't have the symptoms. Maybe you're just a carrier. A carrier of the pox virus. Who knows? Because that can happen as well, right? Sometimes you can actually catch the virus, but your body's like, yeah, we're not gonna show any symptoms, right? But it's still in your body. Don't say that, Grandma. I already said it. It's too late. I can't take my words back. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, I smell food now. Yeah, you can carry COVID-19 like that too. You can carry anything. Like, you can carry common colds. You can carry COVID-19. Carriers are a thing. People can be carriers of anything. You can walk around with the most dangerous viruses and the dangerous diseases and not show any symptoms, and then like touch someone else and then pass it along, and then you can have like the ultimate killing power. One touch and you're dead. You're dead. Imagine that though. Like, you had the virus of killing. It's just like a really evil villain superpower at that point. I touch you and you die, but it doesn't affect me. You're just a walking toxic man. Wasn't there some person in, like, I guess like Flambe from Dispatch, or like the toxic guy from Dispatch, right? That like the fire doesn't really affect them, or the toxicity doesn't affect them, but they can whip out fire from the hands, or they can whip out toxic from the entire body. It's just goo. It's just toxic goo. You have to live in a bubble, or you can just be a super villain and kill everything around you. Which I would prefer you didn't do that. I would prefer if you lived in a bubble. But you're very right. You would have to live in a bubble. That would be like... That's like everyone's villain arc, right? Why do I have to cater to other people? Why can't they cater to me? So I'm gonna create the perfect world so that everyone can accept me. Ah! And then you go out and then like everything gets destroyed. And then you realize how selfish you were. Didn't Flambe burn his own eyebrows? Oh, so fire does affect him. He did, yeah. Not in my playthrough, though. In my playthrough, he lost a tooth. Unless... No, yeah, he lost a tooth. Wait. In my playthrough, Flambe didn't get rid of his eyebrows. He got... Something else happened to him. Kill everyone? Noted, thanks. No, I didn't say that. I said don't do it. Don't do it. Because it's very selfish. Toxic Avenger from Avengers from movie of the same name. We can think about the Titans, the Teen Titans. No, not Teen Titans. The mutants, like God, I forgot everyone's names. It's like Cyborg and Rogue and Wolverine, right? Where like most of them have even evil villain powers. 2 fingers, 1 tooth. Yeah, he lost 2 fingers and he lost a tooth. He's still a great character though. I love Flambe. You just said it? No! No, I said no. Alright, it's time for me to go. Time for me to do some work today. I'm gonna make a list of things I have to do. And then I will do them. I will be a man of my words. Alright, well, bye guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It was supposed to be 3 hours long. We are 2 hours and 52 minutes long. But also I am hungry. Goodbye guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day if you have a day left. And good night. Good afternoon, whatever it is. I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow yet. It'll probably be an art stream tomorrow. Just because I haven't drawn in a long time. It'll be an art stream tomorrow. On Tuesday, it's gonna be Whisper of the House. And then it's gonna be Endfield on Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm pretty sure some people are streaming right now, so let's go rate them. Let's go pass on the group of people. I'm gonna pass on you guys to other people. Is that my mod? Is that my mod streaming right now? It is. It's my mod streaming right now. They just started streaming. They just started streaming Helldivers. Okay, Capybara Lover. We're gonna go raid into Oh My God. Shin is also streaming Endfield, but we raided to Shin yesterday. We're gonna go raid into Oh My God, who's streaming a collab, Helldivers 2, Democratic Handholding is the name of the stream. Let's go. Okay, goodbye guys. Oh my God knows.